for somebody who is intimidated by the stock market and investing in stocks, first thing I say is, I validate you. I validate that fear and that anxiety, because we don't have to go too far back in any year or any decade to find people who lost everything. People who borrow money to buy stocks and hope for a great short-term outcome, like the graveyard of broken dreams is filled. But if you're anxious and you have time on your side and you are making early investments and you are willing to have some losers, if you're willing to buy 25 investments in the stock market and you're willing to accept that 5 of them are going to disappoint you badly, possibly, right? If you have that time horizon, then you should be forever adding money to that portfolio. The stock market is a bank that pays a higher interest rate than your bank ever will. It's just that in any given year, you could be down 20%. So those years can shock people and make them think you can lose everything in stocks, and you can lose everything in stocks if you're short-term leveraged with high expectations and a temperament that says you're going to jump, at the first sign of a crisis. So we've got to get those factors lined up. But if you can just go in with many small investments perpetually throughout your life out of companies that we help you research at the Motley Fool, I think you can reduce that fear quite significantly and end up building more wealth in your lifetime than you thought possible. Remember, there are people over the last century who had a salary that never went above $40,000 a year that had $9 million when they died. Those were the people that just took little amounts of savings continually and just said, I'm putting it in the bank of the stock market. I'm trusting that I'm going to find enough good companies. And all you have to do is find, a Pepsi. All you have to do is find a Pfizer. All you have to do is find a Starbucks. All you have to do is find a Google. You have to find a few of these. And all of a sudden, before you know it, that compounding and the growth in your portfolio has turned a few $1,000s into tens of thousands of dollars. And then you wake up 4 years later and you realize your $47,000 portfolio is now $73,000. And then the next multiple of that, all of a sudden you're sitting up there in a couple $100,000. And when you're at a couple $100,000, lo and behold, you're at a couple million. And it takes time, but that practice and discipline of being there every day, it should actually make you fearless as a long-term investor. But I validate somebody at the beginning standing on the edge of the pool and saying, I don't know, I don't know if this is right for me. I don't know if I should be on this diving board, but you can swim successfully with the Fool.